good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Footstep Show. My name is Cecilia, but I go by the name of C. Today we'll be talking about Black History Month, the role of female. And we have four amazing guests. Our first one is Aubry who is the founder of Africana Hub in Toronto. We also have Sister Linda Crawfield, who is the CEO of Aubry Spice. And we also have Mel, who is also the CEO for Food for Thought Recipe and Nail Beauty. And lastly, we have Sister Sarah Omensa from Toronto, who is Afra Toronto Passion. Welcome, ladies. Alright, I think you guys are on mute, so if you guys can unmute yourselves.
Thank you for the invite.
Thank you for having us.
Welcome. Thank you. Great. Great. So just, I know we'll talk more. I just want you guys to introduce yourself, just who you are, and just a little thing about your organization, because I know this question will come up throughout the process. So we'll start with Abby.
For myself, so I'm the founder of Africana Hub, and Africana Hub is a non-profit organization. We do work with kids in the community, trying to really bridge a gap. So I've seen gaps, and we want to work in bridging them, and so that's what we do. I'm glad to be here. I can't wait. I love the topic. Can't wait to get into it.
All right, Linda, you're next.
Hi, so the name is Linda Crawfield Aubry, and I'm the face or the CEO of Aubry Spices, and it's all about natural spices and African food. And yes, thank you for having me.
Thank you. Now we're next.
Hey, hi, I'm Mel, and I'm also the face of Nail Beauty. Nail also stands for my name. My full name, Mel Adjoyinwa Owusu. And I also recently started a channel, Food for Thought, where I also showcase like the recipes and like baby's food that I like to make for my kids. So yeah, that's a little bit about it. We'll talk about it later.
Thank you. And lastly, Sarah.
Hi. So yes, I'm Sarah, but I like to go by my African name, Ama Sewa. So I'm also the face and founder and I guess CEO of Afra Toronto, Afra Modern African Fashion Toronto. So it's all about Sankofa, being Afrocentric and just trying to inspire the world through modern African fashion, basically, and to also spread the gospel through fashion. So,
Great.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you, ladies. So my question, I'll throw it out there and anyone is free to answer this first question. So what is your understanding of the Black History Month? So who would like to take it first?
Okay. So I'll go. So my understanding is that it's a month that is set apart for Black people to be celebrated, especially those that are doing well or those that have achieved much in the community. And as we all know, when we talk about Black, we associate it with the slavery. So we want to change the narrative and talk about the positivity that is going on in the community. So yes, so I think that's what the history is about. The Black History Month is about, to celebrate the good things that is going on in our community.
Great. Anybody else want to add to what our first guest Linda said?
So I also want to add that, well, it's a month to educate ourselves, blacks and non-blacks, about Black histories, our ideologies, our cultures, like everything that we experience, because it's not every day that we get to have that kind of conversation. So having a month set apart for Black history, we get to have that kind of conversation amongst ourselves, and also educate other people who are not blacks about Black history.
So before we move on to the next one.
Can I come in?
Yes, Abby, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, so just like Linda and Mel has already said, we need to remind ourselves that something happened in the past. We need to remind ourselves that there was a time where we didn't have that opportunity to have February as the Black History Month. Jean Augustine, who put forth that motion to, and then made a motion in Parliament to have Black February as a Black History Month observation in Canada. We need to discuss it. We need to talk about other entrepreneurs, other Black historic figures, what they did to pave the way for us today to be here. Our children need to know the legacies. We need to educate ourselves on the legacies. There was once a woman who was put in jail for just being Black. All right, so even though she was put in jail, we need to know that came it and became a really successful businesswoman. And then we also need to know that there were Black men who did this and that. And so we need to learn all of that. It's not a time to forget. Someone may say that, why is it every February? It should be every day. Like every day, the legacies of the past need to be celebrated. We need to know about Viola Desmond. We need to know about Anne-Marie Shad. We need to know about Rufus Rockhead. Our boys need to know about these people. Elijah McCoy, who was really successful in education, finished a whole degree in those days, but couldn't find a job. And he has to stand at a railway station and be helping cool down a system of trains. We need to learn about all of that. We need to know that they struggled, but in the midst of all their struggle, they were still successful. Elijah McCoy invented a lubricating system for trains. Okay, so we need to know all of that. We need to know that Black is powerful, Black is beautiful, Black is inventive, and Black can make a change or make a difference. It's like you have been exposed to only one-sided history, one-sided story, when the story should be really told from every angle. And that's why we celebrate Black History Month.
Great. So my follow-up question will be, and I'll give it to Sarah. I want to hear your voice more. So why is it important to celebrate this Black History Month?
Well, I think the rest of the sisters kind of covered it indirectly, but it is important for us to celebrate or observe or at least acknowledge us. I've been woke to the thought of us Africans being associated by just the color, Black. So I'm now trying to unlearn that. I want to use more African as Africans, because we don't call Chinese yellow. We call them Asians. So anyways, that's a whole nother topic. But so it's important for us to celebrate our excellence, because we are great, we're powerful people, and there's more to us than just our color or all the negative connotations associated to our color. So it's important, and we are African 365 days a year, right? Like it's great that at least we have a day, a month given to us. Somebody had to fight for that. And yeah, I was trying to remember her name, but sister mentioned her name. So we've come a long way, and we still have a long way to go. So it's definitely important that we keep educating ourselves and others to just, for us to be proud of ourselves, and for us to count, for us to matter as well. Yeah.
Right? Anyone want to add to what our sister Sarah said?
Yeah.
Abby, go ahead and Nell will come after.
Okay. Yeah. The whole celebration, to me, I talk a lot about mental health and the conditions of mental health. And then when a person really encounters racism, it affects the whole soul, like the spirit of the person. And let me tell you a story. I had a really bad encounter of a doctor. So my health was involved. A doctor refusing to look after me. And this happened in Thunder Bay, here in Canada. And the experience was really traumatic. From that learning or lesson, I realized that we need to expose these discriminations. We need to talk about them, because when a person gets discriminated against, it affects your mental health. It affects the way that you act. Our children get discriminated against, sometimes for the color of their skin. And so when the topic of Black History Month comes up, we need to let the word out that yes, racism is there, but in the midst of racism, there is still that greatness that can come out. You were raised, you had a discrimination against you, you can still survive, right? You can still survive. It's a wrong thing to have that for anyone to encounter any form of racism. But when we are talking about it, children hear it. Other people who have experienced racism will hear it. And then we begin to understand that, okay, it is a problem. But then in the midst of these issues, we can still thrive. Yeah, that's what I wanted to add.
Now, do you want to add something?
Okay, yeah. I want to say, like when we talk about Black, it's very complex. Like we have Black Americans, Africans, Caribbean, Haitians, and we're all like all over the world in different continents and whatsoever. So like it is very complex, and we all have a story to tell. Even though like we all came from like one background, like being Africans. Like I remember I was having a conversation with like a Haitian person, and they don't believe that their descendants are African. So I believe that through Black history, like when we talk about things like that, we get to educate other people, people like that, about their own history, and we also get to shed light on the hardships that Black people went through, and also to recognize the transgressions of our past and of what was committed against Black people.
My next question is, you want to add something, Abby?
When you just oppose Black and African, and say African heritage or Black history, or like Nell has said, a lot of Caribbeans don't see themselves as Africans. They think that, I've never been to Africa. Why do you mean African History Month or African Heritage Month? So who really, or which one should we use? So that conflict is always there. Is it Black History Month or African Heritage Month? It's such an interesting topic, I think, that need to be looked at, because recently I have seen Ontario Black History Society is coming up with the name African Heritage Society. So a lot of some organizations are moving away from the Black history to African heritage. And that's a whole conflict on its own. Who is an African, who is not? Should we continue calling ourselves black? Are we black? Are we Africans? So it's a whole lot of questions, questions on its own, discussion and debates that need to be looked into.
Right, great, great. Yes. All right. So my next question will go with Linda. In your view, how should we as women, as today we're talking about the female role model, how should we encourage each other? You're muted.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
It's okay. Okay.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Okay. So I believe a lot in supporting each other, supporting not just the blacks or whatever, but just supporting people in general, because especially with social media now and everything out there, most of the things happen a lot on social media, and sometimes for one to like support let's say a business or a GNO, like whatsoever, like another organization, program or whatever. It's just a matter of maybe sharing the person one's post, or maybe telling somebody about it, or let's say, I mean, telling the community, or like, you know, just telling people about it, about one's product or something that you have heard of, or yeah, I believe in supporting that way, like sharing somebody's post or telling people about someone's thing that, oh, I heard this person does this and it's very good, or you know, that kind of, yeah. So I believe we should be able to support each other, because if we look at the other communities, the other ethnical groups, they help each other a lot, they support in so many ways, and I believe we can also do that. But unfortunately, we don't have a lot of support from the black community when it comes to business and other stuff. And I think we can do that by doing the little things, the little steps, such as telling people about things that people are doing in good in our community and other stuff. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody want to add to what Linda said?
Sure, may I?
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. I think as you know, as women, as Africans, we really need to stick together, because when I look around, when I look at other ethnicities, they seem to be really united. Like they stick for one, like they ultimately support each other. Like, but for us, when it comes to us, it's like we run from each other, if anything, you know, and supporting can be done in so many different so many different ways, right? It doesn't have to be only like perhaps you have a business and then, you know, you have your people also buying your products or whatnot. But there are various ways of supporting to really show genuine support for one another, without it being, you know, maybe the standard way of supporting. So and one way of doing that is for us to first of all like each other and be happy for each other when one is winning, you know, like we can fix each other's crowns, we can, you know, like your win is my win. If we're both doing the same kind of business, it's okay, like there's enough to go around for all of us. You know that, like, it's a mindset too. So one way we can definitely support each other, support one another, is to be united first of all, so that we can hold hands, and do, because at the end of the day, it's about the outcome. It's not so much the income or the impact that you want to portray, or the legacy that you want to leave behind. So yeah.
Anybody else?
I was going to jump in.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, so I like the question, the word in the question says encourage, right? In your opinion, how should we encourage, as women, how do we encourage each other? So encourage, sometimes you want people to be on your side. You want people to be have the same idea, or be in the same have the same understanding as you. But oftentimes you will start seeing that people want to see that there's something in it for them first, before they jump on board to help you. And so to me, how to encourage another woman is to let them know that they have to be self-reliant. The idea of self-reliance means that we are talking about Black History Month. We have seen historic figures who have done things in the past. And a lot of them, like Marianne Shad, relied on herself. You need support. Don't get me wrong. We all need support. We need family support. We need support from every angle. But a lot of change makers, okay, you need to have that self-reliance in you and be like self-encouraged that you can do it. So giving that encouragement always to women, telling mentorship is a good idea. I love mentoring. I love someone to mentor me. I always reach out asking for help. How do I do this? I'm new in the nonprofit business. What do I do? How do I file taxes? What do I do? How do I do this? We need that direction. But we also need to know that, if people don't jump on board liking your Facebook post or Instagram messages, doesn't mean that you should stop what you're doing. You need to sometimes know that it's God who promotes you. All right, so giving that people that encouragement that they can be self-reliant, but be motivated, know that it's God who encourages you, or God who will really promote you, than to pity ourselves and then wait for people to give us that push always. We need the push sometimes financially, spiritually, and all of that. But we also need to have that in us, like that strength that comes from within, that you want to really do it. I want to stand on my feet, and I know that I can do it. If the Viola Desmond did it in the past, I know that I can also stand up as a woman and do it. So encouraging women to be self-reliant, mentoring each other, and showing them the way forward is a way to move forward as women and as people who really want to see that our community succeed, that we all thrive. That's what I wanted to add.
Great. I think the key word here is influencing each other and mentoring. Because like you said, if these Black women who passed, who did something like that, I think we are looking up to these people, which makes us strive today to have our NGOs and our businesses. So I think these are the two keywords that we need to have to encourage each other. That's a great one there. Does anybody else want to add before we go for a short break?
I want to add, like in terms of encouraging people, giving feedbacks and also receiving feedbacks. Sometimes it's not everyone out there is actually for what we're putting out. So if someone is telling me, okay, maybe do it this way or post this way, it might reach a different kind of audience. So being open to feedback, that's also like a way, giving feedbacks, it's also a way of encouraging people. And also like being there for other people, I think as women, like if I get a phone call from someone saying, okay, I need help with this, being there for the person and teaching them the way, I believe, like, I'm a big fan of providing resources for people. So if I know something that I know that someone needs, being there and providing that kind of resource for the person is a way of giving and encouraging the person and supporting their business.
Great, great. It's getting interesting. So we'll take a short break and we'll be right back.
Are you an African parent who is looking to engage your child in an educational program? AfriCanada Hub is a non-profit organization that aims to elicit the creative and leadership skills in the Black child. Register your child today in our ongoing book clubs and leadership programs by calling or texting 416-939-0530 or by visiting our website at www.africanadahub.org. Africanada Hub. We are all capable.
Alright, welcome back. If it's your first time joining us, we are live on Facebook and on YouTube. And also you can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, The Footstep Show. We are all there live in color. If you have any questions or any thought, you can even send it to us through either Facebook or YouTube. We'll read it out loud for our amazing guests. Today we're talking about the Black History Month, the female role model, with four amazing ladies who are Abby, Linda, Nell, and Sarah. Welcome back, ladies. So I know now you touched a bit about resources and everything. So my next question would be, what can we do in supporting each other as women in the society, in terms of businesses, in terms of NGOs?
Well, as women in society, like our sister Linda said, like sharing each other's posts, talking to other people about businesses that you already know. I think that's how we can support each other.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else want to add? Alright, so my follow-up question would be, why do you think it's so hard? Like, I know, Abby, you touched a bit that they want to know what is in stock for them. Why do you think it's so hard to have like fellow other women to follow and to support each other?
Women, the idea of competition sometimes get in the way. And it's a really bad thing that it happens. I remember when it was a vision. I was taking a program in school when I got the vision. And it was because of some of the struggles that I have seen myself, and one of my own child went through it. And I have, as someone who worked with kids in school, I've seen children really experiencing some of these things. And so the vision came to start a nonprofit. And it wasn't like to start, I didn't think it was going to be this huge, this whole thing going on. I just wanted to help out. And then I consulted a friend who was she's also in the education field, and was already a not-for-profit running a not-for-profit for girls, and then looking into finances and things like that. So I spoke to this friend and hoping that I will get some ideas from her on how to run these things, how to register, and so on and so forth in terms of federal registrations and stuff. And I was quite surprised that she wanted to charge me to do it. She wanted to charge me to mentor me. She wanted me to join her program by paying a monthly due or fee before she can even tell me what phone numbers to call or what to do from this point and to that point. And it's quite surprising sometimes. It's really hard to know exactly what's going on in people's mind, but it's not always that someone will refuse to help you. But same here, that she was refusing, but I got another friend who is also running a food bank and really helped me out to find my way and navigate through the nonprofit business. And yeah, so you may find someone who is really on the edge or fence, and then someone too who is really ready to help you. But it's just unfortunate.
Yeah. Anybody else? So what do you think is so hard? I know Abby touched a lot. So what do you think is so hard for other women to support each other?
May I jump in just a
Yes, you can go ahead and jump in.
I think another reason why would be maybe sometimes we don't take ourselves seriously, you know, and I don't want to say jealousy, but it's an undeniable fact too. I think sometimes we're just jealous of each other because, you know, we haven't been able to reach our goals or achieve, you know, it's like something that they aspire to do, but they just haven't, you know. So if their sister has been able to, then it's like, you know, they're hating on you, and instead of, you know, embracing and you know, so that the blessing could also be extended to them. So jealousy could be one, and just us not taking ourselves seriously. Like as Africans, I feel like we always think so negatively about ourselves that if anybody's doing something that's out of their comfort level, people are like, oh, like, what is she doing? Like, I didn't watch it, or no, like, you know, like the negativity has got to stop. So those could be facts.
You need to stop that negativity. It's very, I find it eats us up that, like, you get so, like, how do you guys say it? You get so, like, discouraged to continue your business, but on the other hand, you have, like, so many other women who are supporting you, like, to share your businesses around on social media, you know. So I think, like you said, Sarah, it's very important that we need to, like, kill down the negativity and promote each other to be successful, because you never know, the blessings can be on other people too, and it's all part of, like, influencing and mentoring, right? So I think you have a good point there, that it's very important that we to, like, be less negative about each other and just be there to support, because you never know what we can get out of it afterwards. So that's a very good point. Abby, I know you want to add something. I can see.
I know what Sarah said it's like she just hit it right on.
Yes. I add to what Sarah said.
We don't take ourselves seriously. Like she said it so well, right? So yeah, we don't. It's like, oh, I knew you without you doing this, and how come now you are doing that? It's like, I want to see some big change before I jump in.
Yes.
To support you.
And if yes.
Because you've always been this person. Now what do you mean you're running this thing? Yeah, we don't take ourselves seriously. It's like, oh, those people can do it. It's not for us. Or we are here in Canada and it's not our thing. We are just supposed to be here and quiet, you know, when we can also thrive, right? Yeah, that's exactly what Sarah said.
Yeah. And if I can add to what Sarah just said also, there is also a lot of the Muma Onyema Yenshwe. Like, let's see what she will get out of it. Like, if she'll be able to achieve or get to where the other people have gotten with the business she's trying to do. So there is that also. And I mean, it's hard. You can be selling something and you see your own people go and buy the same thing from the other ethnical group, which they will never do that. So there is that also. And I'm sure people can only, like Ablavi said, they only come and join or start to support when they see you up there. But when you're struggling at the bottom and trying to, like, get up there, it's like nobody really cared. Everybody sees you post, do your thing, and nobody really even, like, But I mean, God is on our side, so no fear. Yeah.
Very, very true. Very important. I think everybody's hitting right on the nail, and it's very interesting, like how it is very important that we need to support each other, because, like I said before, you never know the blessings that it can go and how you're influencing and mentoring other people to start up like you started. So it's very important. So I'll throw this question. Anybody is free to answer this question. So how did you start your business or your NGO, or what inspired you to start up this business or NGO of yours?
Okay, I can go first.
Go ahead.
So I started my business because I didn't like what was on the market. I didn't like what was on the market, because I felt like everything that was on the market was tailored for the other ethnical group, their dishes, their meals. But I mean, as a Ghanaian, my food, I want like some exotic spices from Ghana, from any part of Africa, that can, make my meal taste authentic. And I wasn't finding it here. So that's how I came up with Aubry spices. And so far the response has been good. So yes, I started because I didn't like what was on this market. What was on the market was just tailored for the people here. It was tailored for the other ethnical groups, and there wasn't really something for us Africans or Ghanaians to say, or Nigerians, or the West, or the East Africans, or even the Southern African people. So that's how I came up with Aubry spices, to bring something that we can relate to, things that we use in our everyday dishes, that is not just any spice, but something that I know something that is healthy and without compromising on taste. And so that's how I came up with my product. Thank you.
Great. Who's next? Who wants to go next? Who's next?
Yeah, I'll go.
Alright, go ahead.
Okay, so I started mine Naya because of, I guess, the love that I had for food. And also back then too, I didn't see a lot of black people who were doing makeup. So like sometimes I'll see black people go to like MAC, for example, to get their makeup done, and they get it done by like a non-black person, and sometimes they complain like they're not happy with it because they don't really understand their tone, like I explain it, like their undertone, like the makeup is important, like the undertone, like to get like a perfect match and everything. So like as time went on with the love that I had for beauty, and also I noticed that I had the skill, doing makeup all the time on myself, and also on my friends as well. So I noticed I have a skill, so if I have a skill, why not offer it as a service to other people? And that's how I started.
And how about your food for thought?
Okay, so that just came up with, I guess, the love for my family. I'm always in the kitchen, so I'm like, okay, if I'm going to try something new today, why not share it to other people? And perhaps someone else can learn one or two from what I know. And yeah, that's how I started.
Alright, great. We'll go with Abby.
Well, so I have mentioned a few reasons why earlier. So I started mine because I was observing in a school, and so a little boy sitting in the corner, holding the toy and playing with the toy. And then it struck me that I need to do something. That was one aspect of it. The other aspect came from my own son, who struggled with school. And so from those instances, and then also from my own observation and struggle since I landed in Canada, I had the idea, I would say it's a vision really. I didn't know what I was getting into. I just wanted to help, and then it snowballed into what we are currently doing. And so I started because I saw a need, and then realized that we need to bridge gaps. When a person is not accepted, so the issue of lack of equity, lack of inclusivities in our systems of education affect children in different ways, really, really negatively, especially our black kids. And so I decided to run this nonprofit by offering programs for kids to bridge gaps and to see that there's equity in the system. If the equity is not being provided, we as Africans can support our own selves in any way that we can. And if I have to do this over and over again, I will do it. So working without being paid is just, you have to love it in order to do it. Love the fact that a child needs support and you offer support. And so the classroom that I was observing, the time when the idea came, partially came, the teacher in the classroom later on called me, and up to today me and her are really, really good friends. She's not an African, not just a Canadian, but we are really, really good friends. And she appreciated my time in her environment and spoke to me about the changes that she has seen. And then it was like an encouragement for me to think that I can also make a difference. So sometimes you want to do something, but as we have already mentioned, encouragement is really good. Up to today, she's still a mentor to me. And then she also said that I always give her something. So it's like a give and take. I give her, she gives me. And yeah, so that's how I started. I started because I saw a need, and from my own learning, and then knowing that what's affecting our children is way beyond not providing food or shelter. We have given them all of that. We have given them food, we have given them shelter, we have given them love. So the basic needs is provided, but belonging, which is inclusion, having them feel included, having them feel that their voices can be heard, that they can also amount to something. Even in failure, we can still succeed, is the reason why I do what I do.
So let's go to Sarah.
Mine's kind of long, that's why I've been trying to, like, where do I start? Well, I'm doing this because of my late father, Mr. Isaac Osai-Mensah. He was a tailor and designer in his days from Montreal. He actually started in Ghana and then to Nigeria and then to Montreal. But growing up in a fashion home, it didn't feel like anything. Like, I just thought my dad was a tailor and, he would make me stuff and that was it. I was always fashion forward though, but it was in 2011 when he passed away. I also have a second cousin, a younger second cousin of mine, Afraso. So she's even part of the name, the business Afra. So my goal was to really help her out because she was, a rookie designer coming out of fashion school. So I was so intrigued to help her, and because I was Afrocentric, it wasn't even about me. I just wanted to help a younger sister because I knew that the struggle is real in Ghana. So I took it upon myself to help this younger sister of mine to at least have some form of an income. So I took everything upon myself to any shape or form that I can help her for her business to grow. I did that, and then I realized that at that time, so this is like from 2012 going, I realized that there weren't that many, African inspired fashion going on. Even though my dad he did it in the 80s, in the late 80s and 90s, but I realized, I'm like, oh, I can bring Africa to America, for those African descendants, for those Caribbeans who yearn to feel Africa, but perhaps they don't have the chance. I can bring the fashion to them at least. So I started with that. I was having my cousin make some of the clothes. I would, I had to cover everything. Basically, she was kind of becoming my manufacturer, basically, to produce some of the clothing and accessories and what have you, so that I can also give back to the community here, for the Caribbeans and just anybody enthusiastic about African culture and our fashion or whatnot. So through that, and then I got the awakening that, wait a minute, this is what your father was doing. Like you need to follow in your father's footsteps. So it's like his legacy that he left me. And then I was praying for God to also reveal my purpose to me in life, and it all just made sense. And like I just took it and ran with it, and here we are. Not to say that there hasn't been many challenges, setbacks, what have you, days where I felt like I can't do this, but for me it's about the outcome. It's not so much the income. If the income will come, that's a given, but it's really about the impact, like just trying to just make people happy through different mediums, because it's sometimes like the gospel is love, right? And you can express love through so many different. So I found mine through fashion. I also have my music side, but right now I'm concentrating on the fashion side. So yeah.
Great. It's very interesting story about how like a little situation made you guys start all your businesses. It's very interesting and very intriguing to know that you guys saw that there was a problem there you wanted to portray, and that's how you guys started your business. So today we'll take a short break again, and we'll be right back.
Look at all that. Christmas dinner is about to be so yummy. I don't think they're ready for it. Got all my bulk spices lined up and ready to go. Look at all the goodies. Can't wait to use them. Oh my goodness. Look at all that. A book.
welcome back. If it's your first time joining, welcome to the Footstep show. Today we're talking about the Black History Month, the female role model. As I said, we are live on Facebook and on YouTube. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to post it on the Facebook and YouTube for us to ask to our amazing guests. So we have our amazing guests, which are from Toronto and from Montreal, Abby, Linda, Nell, and Sarah. Welcome back again, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I'll start with Nell. In terms of your makeup, how you start your nail beauty, did you face any challenges in starting the business?
Yeah, of course. Well, first, like how we talk about how to support each other's business. Not everybody believed in me when I started. People were just in the corner like, what is she gonna do? What is she doing? Why is she doing what she's doing? So yeah, those are the kind of challenges. And like I'm not obviously the first person to be offering my kind of service. So there's also the competition. So I had to find something that set me apart. And one thing that I was doing is also to go into people's houses, and I find that was really helpful. Offering like in-home service, people really like that. So yeah, so that was one of the challenges, the competition, and also the support wasn't there. But thank God today everything is fine. And actually I would like to add also say thank you to Linda, Erica, Cecilia, Audrey, and Catherine, Rosemary, all of my friends that also support me. And Cecilia, I see that you always share my posts and tag me in Facebook groups, and Erica as well. So thank you guys for supporting me and believing in me. Thank you, Linda, for sharing my posts as well and believing in me.
Great. It's always an honor. I'll be honest with you guys. It's like I love to support Black businesses, like people who have their own businesses. I love to support because, like I said, you don't know where it can go, how far it can go, and how you're mentoring other people to do the same, to be influenced by your businesses, to start up their own little ones. So I always love to support businesses. It's crazy, but I love to support my own, because if other ethnicities are doing it, why can't I do the same? So that's a little way to show my support. So it's very important. So Abby, did you face any challenges?
Oh yes, and I think we have touched on that already, and that was people not taking you seriously. So I think about a year or so when I started, like a year after, a friend of mine saw an ad that I had shared on social media, and when she saw it, she called me and said, "Oh, you are still doing that thing?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm still doing that thing." and well, today she knows that yes, I'm fully engaged in it. And so yeah, she like that respect. It took a while for you to start getting that recognition that you were doing this and it's important to you. And that was a challenge that I faced. And then also for what I do, financial challenges sometimes come in. Financially, we need support for getting early reader programs for kids. And sometimes funding, so you have to really, most of the time, maybe going into your own savings and touching it and then using it to just run a program. So financial support was also challenging. And what are the challenges? Yeah, the lack of support in the beginning was quite challenging, not knowing who is on your side. When you're really looking to make a change, like change makers, a lot of the time feels really lonely. And now I think it took a while for me to understand that if you want to make a change, sometimes it's a lonely road to travel. But eventually you will start on the journey, start meeting people or start having people wanting to join and support and so on. But it takes a while. It takes some sort of loneliness, feeling as if you're all alone in this journey. How do you move left to right? What do? You're not sure what to do, but eventually it does work out, and we are still in the process. of getting more support as we go along.
Great. So Sarah, did you face any challenges as you started your business as well?
Of course. Many challenges. Financial setbacks, and for me, I was constantly in touch with Ghana, right? So there was shipping issues, because as much as I am able to make a lot of the things on my own, I also needed the help, because I wanted for everybody. So it's like we have to produce in industrial quantity, so to speak. So there was shipping issues and just trust issues too. Like I couldn't, as much as I love my people, sometimes I felt like I couldn't trust them, because anybody who got a hold of me in the name of the business, I felt like they were seeing dollar signs without thinking about the larger picture, or just us supporting one another. So I struggled with that a lot, and just the support as well, for our own people to take us seriously, because for me, they didn't take me seriously at all. And I think like I have myself to blame too, because I was also ashamed, because it's like we have this stigma for tailoring, like for sewing, for seamstresses and for tailors. It's like they don't take, but it's a very important job that's really needed. And God being so great, now I'm actually taking fashion as a degree, so I'm learning so much more about it, that it's not just about wearing clothes. There's a whole, now I'm about sustainable fashion, because there's like all the environmental issues and stuff, and I realize, I am in the right business, because the aim that I took on to do this is the right kind of mindset. So the challenges, like there are days I'd be so depressed, I'd be sad, I'd be angry. I ended up not being on great terms with a lot of my own people, because it's like I was in shock, like the support was just not there. If anything, I felt like I was being ridiculed, I was being belittled. People are making fun of me, because it's like, there's this expectation of me, because like it was just, so for sure there's been many challenges, but God is in control, so it is well.
It is well. Linda, did you face any challenges in your business?
Oh yes. I mean, I did, and I still do sometimes, and I think those the challenges are also there to motivate us, to also I find encouragement when I'm challenged to, like, let's say, give up, because I feel like, okay, what am I doing? People don't even believe in what I'm doing, and especially those that you think they have your back, and they don't really care. They don't. But if you give them your product for free, they will take it and thank you for it. But there is no support, so that's discouraging. And I mean, I'm grateful to have people that encourages me, such as my husband, who I call my King Kong, because I mean, whenever I want to just throw in the towel, he's there to like say, no, Linda, this is good, you have to believe in it. I have Nell, I have Dr. Lara, Matilda, I have you, Cecilia, Sarah on the other hand. Like, I have amazing women and people that also are there to like support, and we talk, like me and Sarah talk about business challenges that we go through all the time. We encourage and motivate each other in that way. But they are there, the challenges are there, but I believe they are there also for, we can look at it in take the negativity from it and make it positive by let's say when I get a negative comment on the spices, let's say, okay, the last time I bought it tasted different from this one. I take it and I make it a positive thing for me. So yes, I'm okay with them. I go through them, and then at the end, it makes me grow. It makes me want to do it better the next time. And I'm grateful again, like I said, for people that are also there to let me know that it's okay. They are there and it will happen, but you just have to, pick yourself up, and it's not the end of it. And I'm sure anybody who has been in a business or who is in business, if you talk to them, they all went through these things before getting where they want to be. So they are there to also make us maybe stronger, not maybe, but make us stronger. So yes, they are there, but are there for a reason. So yeah, thank you.
Great. It's amazing to hear all these stories about your challenges and how through it all God is there to support. And like Abby said, it is God who promotes you, right?
Yes.
So I like that statement. I like it a lot. It is God who promotes you, even though you don't have the support that you were looking for or you needed. You have God who's always promoting you regardless. Very good. So we'll take another break and we'll be right back. All right, so welcome back. So my next question will go to Abby. I know we spoke about challenges, but do you have any accomplishments, or despite your challenges you went through, do you have any regrets when you were facing these challenges?
Yeah, so yes, I've had challenges, but same way I've had some accomplishments. Regrets? Not really. I don't regret anything at all. I started in the beginning that if I have to do this again and again, I will do it. Just like one of our ladies have said, that she has a support from her husband, and I do the same. My family supports. Some of my kids edit our videos, and then we post them. So it's like a whole family affair. And friends, I do get 2 friends also who are so much into the program and supporting any way possible. For accomplishments, when a child joins some of our programs, or especially our reading ones, and can move from one level of reading or reading level to another. Okay, so they join the program and their reading level is quite low. And then normally by the summer ending, then you start seeing lots and lots of change in a child who couldn't read, and now this child is just up there and reading. And then also seeing a parent making comments that, they have seen this change. The child is now interested in going to the library and picking a book. Technology is now everywhere. Technology is just at the fingertips of kids. Every child now is like on iPad. And so to get the kids to put an iPad away and just want to go to a library and pick up a book and read, to me, that's an accomplishment. And so those are some of the changes that we are beginning to see. And we want to see more. And yes, we are hoping, really hoping, so eagerly ready to see more of those changes in the kids that join our programs.
All right, great. Linda, you are next on the list. Do you have any accomplishments, or despite your challenges you said you were going to, do you have any regrets?
I don't have any regret. I think if I have to do this again, I will do it the same way, and perhaps maybe I'll try to keep certain things to myself till like maybe they're out. But that's the only thing. But other than that, I don't have any regret. And I mean, by God's grace, I started with just 2 products from the beginning, which I started in 2019. And today I'm proud to say I have 10 different unique spice blend, which are all natural. So that's my biggest accomplishment. I mean, I have 10 spices, 10 different spices varieties that catered for the need of anyone who is vegetarian, anyone who like mild spice, anyone who like spicy, anyone who is allergic to certain spices. I have different spice, unique spice blend that cater the need for different people. So for that, I'm proud for that, and I have no regret. And I'm grateful to God. It has all been God from day one till now, and yes, thank you.
Now,
okay, so yeah, I have no regrets as well. I met some amazing people along the way, and like build bonds with people, which is really amazing. Also, like the more you do what you do, you develop new skills, you get better at it as well. And obviously, like I've made revenue out of it, so I have no regrets. And in terms of accomplishment, just like the satisfaction I see in the client, and you know, when you get a client call you back not once, not twice, to I guess help them with whatever they want, I know that they're happy and they are satisfied with my service that I'm providing to them. So that is an accomplishment for me. And also like recently I moved, so I still have people willing to, and also actually I gave birth, so I wasn't going to people's houses because of the whole COVID and all that, and that couldn't my baby. So having people also drive all the way to where I am, like the whole traveling distance, I think that's an accomplishment of its own, that I've made an impact on other people and they're willing to drive or go the distance to still come to me. So I'm really happy about that.
yeah, I remember. Now I had a story with my sister there. I remember how I think she came to you within a span of 3 months. She came like all 3 months. I'm like, what's going on? Like, then I see that your business has made an impact on my sister. Because I remember, because me, I'm not a big fan of makeup because of my skin sensitivity. But my sister alone could go there like within 3 months. She'll go there like maybe twice or 3 times or 4 times. I'm like, wow, I think Mel is having an impact on my sister, because if she can drive all the until now, I'm like, wow, like that means, and plus she's referring people to come there, and I'm like, wow, so that means there's impact going on, because I couldn't believe my sister. I was like, wow, you can drive all the way there and even take bus, public transportation together, then that means you mean business, and that, like you said, that's an accomplishment for me, because when I see my sister referring other people to come to you, I was like, wow, that's a big accomplishment right there. And it makes me happy to see that at least the business is not going down, but rather she's pushing it to go more and bring it to other people, which is a great thing. Sarah, great thing.
Yes. Well, you know what? The pandemic didn't really, it didn't help my business, but at the same time, it was like a blessing in disguise, because through it all, business was really like, because we were being quarantined, so it's like you're gonna buy things to go where? You're being told to stay home. So I think everybody pretty much stopped shopping, but through it all, some amazing blessings popped out of it, like where I was supported by Dr. K. Aubry. I don't know if you guys have heard of. He's that renowned plastic surgeon from California. I had him wearing one of my surgery caps, and like for me, I was like, wow, if my own people won't take me seriously, like God sent a complete stranger, and he wasn't just any stranger, so that was, I take that as an accomplishment. I had Perdita Felician, she's that Olympian, reach out to me, so I was like, who am I? Like, I'm just trying to help my people out here, so that was, that felt like, that means we're doing something for our community. But ultimately, I get great satisfaction out of having that one-on-one with the clientele. Like, I'm able to just share a piece of me, to shine my light on them, and to perhaps find a way to show God's love to them. Like, for me, when I'm able to do that, where they feel comfortable enough, that's an accomplishment. But glory be to God. I don't want to take credit for anything. It's not about me. It's about bringing honor and glory to God's name, for his name's sake. So yeah.
Great. I'm just going to read a comment here from Sarah Sasimani, who said, I'm inspired. Wow. I have Brother Charles K. Kofi saying, supporting our own. I also have Irajwa Esando Bonzi, who's saying, to my girls, Linda and Nell, you are awesome. To the other guests, keep being awesome. So these are the comments so far on Facebook. Great. And I know we're all talking about like our businesses, accomplishments, and I see it. I follow all of you on the various social media handles, and I see how it is impacting other people, and how people are referring others to come and like buy stuff. I refer people, like Mel said, Facebook. I refer everybody there for makeup, for hair, or whatever. I refer people there. And I know with Linda, with the spices, I think I even brought 2 of them to my coworkers, and guess what? They loved it. They're not even, one of them is African, the other one is not. And they loved it. They're like, wow, it's so like natural. I'm like, yeah, I use that all the time. I remember one of them told me they used the whole thing in one day. I'm like, okay, you went too fast, but I want to tell you, but the person used the whole sachet in one day because it was so good. I'm like, okay, wow, all right. So it's great. So in all that we have said, what can it be done in order to change our mindset as an African person?
United. We have to unite as people, because united we stand and divided we fall. So we have to unite, not just as African, but as people, as women, as mothers, as sisters, and be there for each other. There is just, it takes just small little thing to just support. Support is not going there, and you don't even have to buy the product of the person, but just tell somebody. Like you said, you bought some for your coworker, you see, or you can just, tell people about it. Share their post. Let people know there's a Ghanaian or African or a black person that sells the same thing the other ethnical person is also selling. Let's support our own. Let's put our differences aside, and then let's help each other to win. Because when we win together. We don't win as just me winning for me, but we win for all of us as black people, as African, as mothers, as sisters, So we have to unite. We have to unite first. We have to love each other. And that's it. We have to unite and love each other and support that way.
Also, instead of seeing ourselves as a competition and hating each other, I think we should see it as an influence. You know, there are many people out there who have a skill, but they're not able to like manifest it or bring it out there because of the fear of what people are going to say or think or whatever it is. So, so when us putting our things out there, people should see it as an influence, and so we can influence them to do to bring out their own things, you know, and instead of not see each other as a competition. I think that's very important.
We need to unlearn. We need to unlearn a lot of things that we've learned. If we want to, move forward, and like my sister Lynn said, like we need to be united. We need to stand as one and not think of each other as a competition, as Sister Nell said, because there's enough to go. There's so many people on this planet that, there's enough for all of us, and we're all kings and queens, and we're all powerful beings. And if we can just love, sharing a friend's product, or their post or whatnot, that to me, that's a form of love. That's a form of ministry. If you at least claim to be a follower of Christ, that's God commands us to love one another. And the golden rule, it's like, what you do, what I'm saying, like it's like what you how do I even, we all know what the golden rule is, but sometimes they don't put themselves in the other person's shoe, so we have to be empathetic and compassionate towards each other. We have to be humankind, let's be humankind. So that's I think another one that could help.
Great.
Yeah. And
I can
yes, I know my sisters, you're great ladies. They have all said it so well to you, and I'm glad to be on a panel with every one of them. So I want to connect mine to once again to the Black History Month, that the historic figures that we know who have made changes from the 1600s up to today. They all struggled. Struggle is inevitable to become successful. To become successful, you have to go through some sort of struggle or loneliness, thinking that no one is there to support you. But at the end of the day, through their struggles, they still persevered. They became entrepreneurs, as these lovely ladies are, with spices, makeup, and African modern outfits and so on. We all struggle, but through the struggle, we have to really be self-reliant, persevere, and know that at the end of the day, like I have said already, it's God who promotes us. And with God, all things are possible. From not having support to really be surprised I posted this, no one liked it. But now today, look, there's over 1,500 in just 24 hours. It's God that does such great wonders. And I'm so glad that this discussion is going on. We need to continue as women to encourage ourselves, encourage our children, and let them know that failure is not the end of the road. Lack of support is not the end of the road. The social structure, the legal structure was against the historic figures. They struggled. Racism wasn't a joke. To have no freedom, to even be yourself, to be a slave, was a lot of struggle. But so many of them persevered. And we can make it together. No one is an island. If you're an island, you cannot make it. You need people around you to make it. And even without people around you, how do you make it except with God? So thank you so much for having us. And for me, I would say Black is excellence. Let's continue to be excellent. Let's continue to be powerful. teach our children that Black is powerful and beautiful. Black is incredibly talented and innovative. Let's continue to be innovative even when people are not giving us the support. We can still do it. Yeah, that's all I want to add.
Thank you, thank you. So we'll be right back. We'll take a last break and we'll be right back. Alright, so welcome back. So I'll do 2-in-1 questions. So what is your last message and how can we find your business or NGO? So I'll start with Abby.
So you can find our nonprofit at africanadahub.org. So www.africanadahub.org or by calling 416-939-0530, 416-939-0530. And last word I want to leave here with anyone who is listening or will be watching this program later on is that we can all do well if we believe in ourselves. And also to know that supporting others is just like saying that it takes a village to raise the child, which is a very popular African saying, that it takes a whole village to raise a child, meaning that we all need to get involved to make things successful for everyone. That's the last saying I would like to leave.
All right. Linda.
Okay. So you can find my product on www.abokspices.com, or you can send us message on Facebook, Abok Natural Spice Blend, or on Instagram, Abok Spices. And the last message I'd like to leave is just like Abby, we need to support each other. we need to be there for each other. I mean, that's the thing. We need to just be there for each other, supporting by telling people about our products, and that's all. Just support in any ways that you can.
All right, thank you. Now,
Okay, so I'm on Instagram at nayo_beauty, nayo_beauty with an IE at the end. Facebook as well, and also food_for_thought_recipe on Instagram and Facebook. And my final message is, if you have a skill, if you have a passion for something, go for it and don't mind what other people are saying. And yeah, that's it.
thank you. Sarah.
Okay, so Afra, we can be found on afractk.com or Afra Toronto on Instagram and Facebook. We have a WhatsApp market as well, 416-316-1441. And my last message would be, just to put Africa on the map. So that's one of my slogans, Afra on the map. Afra is like a play on words for Africa. So just, to put us on the map because we matter. And for us to just hold hands and fix each other's crowns. And I want to thank you and Linda for this opportunity, for this platform, and all the best. God bless us all.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you so much. On behalf of the Footstep Show and myself. Yes, go ahead, Abby.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that we're also on Facebook. I'm sorry, that's all. So Facebook, you can
Okay, no, that's fine. No worry, that's fine. So on behalf of the Footstep Show and myself, I want to say thank you so much, ladies, for honoring our invitation to be part of today's discussion. I really enjoyed this discussion. I'm pretty sure our viewers did as well. So thank you so much. God bless you all for joining us today. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really do appreciate this. Thank you. All right, so this is the end of our show, our cherished viewers. We'll see each other again in 2 weeks' time. And don't forget, tomorrow is our first anniversary. We thank God for how far He has brought us. A year ago tomorrow, we officially launched the Footstep Show. So thank you so much, and see you in 2 weeks' time.
African parent who is looking to engage your child in an educational program? Africanada Hub is a non-profit organization that aims to elicit the creative and leadership skills in the Black child. Register your child today in our ongoing book clubs and leadership programs by calling or texting 416-939-0530 or by visiting our website at www.africanadahub.org. Africanada Hub.
Many of you, I believe, and how many of you care so much about your health? I guess everyone, right? But do you know that there is a problem? Oftentimes, healthy and tasty do not go together. That's where Aubry Spices Company gets in. As your food solutionist, we have finally revealed a long-hidden family secret to assist you. Aubry Spices, we are a licensed natural seasoning company based in Canada and Ghana. Our unique family spice is natural, healthy, no GMO, no salt, and no additives. Because our customer care is second to none, we have an ever-growing community of diverse customers. Indeed, we're exactly what you need, healthy and tasty. We are Aubry Spices, your food solutionist.